Hello, my name is Iyad Ajwa. I'm a professor of computer science at Ashland University in Ashland, Ohio. And I have been the regional contest director since 2000. My region is called the East Central North America region. It consists of the states of Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Eastern Ontario, and Western Pennsylvania. I have been, as I said, the regional contest director since the year 2000. I'm enjoying it very much. I love to see the excitement on the faces of those young students competing for recognition and for fun too. We have grown, from 72 teams to about 120, 125 teams over the period of the last 10 years. We hold our regional contest in either late October or early November. And, we have a distributed contest. There are 4 sites simply because we have a very large region. So instead of teams traveling 6-7 hours as it was in the past, since I became the regional contest director, I've decided to follow the distributed contest model. We usually hold the contest on a Friday. We start on Friday, and then the actual contest is on Saturday. Students love it. We have we have teams from large institutions. We have teams from very small institutions, a few hundreds of students in all disciplines. So our region represents a wide spectrum of universities and teams. And usually we send 2 to 3 teams, to the World Finals each year. And this year, for example, University of Michigan Ann Arbor received a gold medal, and also University of Waterloo, they received one of the bronze medals. At the third team, Carnegie Mellon University, they were not as fortunate as the other 2 teams.
I'm Boba Manova. I'm in ICPC. I'm a European contest director, and I'm working at Czech Technical University as a teacher of programming and software engineering. I'm very proud that in each finals there are many teams from Europe within 10 or 12 best teams. Last year, there were teams from Russia winning the finals. There were teams from Warsaw, Poland winning finals, and also once in '98, it was team from Czech Republic won finals. Božena Manová, České vysoké učení technické v Praze, Elektrotechnická fakulta, katedra počítačů. Já jsem ředitel evropských soutěží, tedy ředitel všech regionů v Evropě, mám jich celkem v Evropě 5 regionů. Většina těch regionů je velmi silných, protože mnohokrát zvítězily ve finále týmy z těchto regionů. ČVUT a Česká republika, my jsme byli jsme hostiteli finále v roce 2004 v Praze a od té doby myslím si, že úroveň těch soutěží a všeho je stále vyšší.
My name is Osama Ismail. I'm from Egypt. I'm working at the Arab Academy for Science and Technology, and my position there is the Dean of the Regional Informatics Center in Egypt. I have been in the business of IT for many years. I started in year 2000, and right now I have a position as the Regional Contest Director of the Middle East and Arab region. These cover North Africa and the Arab countries in Asia as well. In the area we still lacking number of teams who participating. The maximum number of teams participating was in Egypt. About 45 teams came from 11 countries. One of our main goals is to increase the number of participating countries and participating universities in the area. Myself, I'm considered the ACM ICPC programming contest. It's a very important contest, and also it gathers the most talented students at the globe, this kind of contests.
Okay. I'm Raywyn Borson. I'm actually a management consultant doing contract work on my own behalf, but I used to be an academic at Auckland University of Technology and at Massey University. I left academia for the big wide world, but I keep on being pulled back in again for the various activities that I undertake. We have 11 sites in our region. It covers Australia and New Zealand and the South Pacific. Our distances are very large, that's why we have so many sites. For example, the distance between Australia and New Zealand is about 3.5 hours flying, and the distance across Australia is about 5 hours flying. So that gives you an idea of the scope of what we're covering geographically. We have a wonderful team in each site. Some of our sites can have 20 or 25 teams. Some of them, because of their geographical distance, might only have 3 or 4. So we're very varied with what we do. We typically have about 100 teams in our site, in the region overall. We find that we're having new sites all the time as we're getting more and more interest. And so we just, if anyone is willing to be a site, we say, wonderful, how can we support you? And we go from there. We organise, it's 3 time zones in Australia and New Zealand for our contest, but we run it simultaneously. So some people are starting at 10 in the morning and others at 2 in the afternoon. And it's very much meeting local needs.
Hello, my name is Alberto La Madrid. I'm the RCD for Mexico and Central American region. I've been doing this fabulous activity for 16 years now, and we had a very good continuous growth at our region. I started with 5 universities and 10 teams, and last year we have almost 200 teams for more than 70 universities. Actually, there have been some strategies over the years, but the best one is just people recommending to one another, just by mouth word. We have this year for second time a site in Cuba. I've been doing multi-site regional since the 3rd or 4th year, and normally I have between 5 or 6 sites at the time, and it's a very exciting activity because we have the support of the technology, and we have all these people scattered around in 5 or 6 sites at the same time in different cities of Mexico, and for the last 2 years also in Havana, Cuba. And this is due because of the geography of the country. Yeah. And this year is the first time, and actually 2 teams came out of Cuba and only 1 from Mexico this year. Yes. Hola, muy buenos días. Mi nombre es Alberto La Madrid y soy el director de la región de México y Centroamérica, y he hecho este trabajo fabuloso y emocionante por 16 años. El concurso internacional de ACM se lleva en México y Centroamérica en 6 o 5 sites simultáneamente, y durante los últimos 2 años hemos tenido también un site en La Habana, Cuba.
I'm Kathy Traxler from Louisiana State University, and I am the South Central Regional Contest Director for North America. We're a 3-state region with Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. We typically have about 100 schools participating. We start out with about 100, and then at the actual regional we typically run about 70 to 80 teams. For the last 5 years, we've had a multi-site contest. We try to have at least 1 site in Louisiana and at least 1 site in Oklahoma, and then multiple sites in Texas. We try to have one over Abilene, El Paso way, then Baylor, Texas A&M, and then one up Dallas or Longview area. We had 76 teams this year, and we allow alternates to not to compete but not place, and so we had about 8 alternate teams across all the sites.
Okay.
These days, it's kind of difficult to get new schools involved. I personally, and I ask all of my site directors to specifically contact community college, visit their first computer science class, ask them to practice with their team. If they don't have someone at the community college level, we have one community college in Baton Rouge and 4 that are close enough to drive in. So we invite those schools to practice with our team, so to prepare for the contest. And I have written to every community college in the state of Louisiana, to their computer science faculty, and asked them to consider competing. And we're working with different faculty to work out online practices for the people that are too far away to drive in.
My name is Stan Wildman, and I am Regional Contest Director for the North Central North America region. And I've been Regional Contest Director, I can't remember how long. It's been a while. The region has grown in terms of participation considerably over the years, so now we've got well in excess of 200 teams on an average basis, and we're the largest region in terms of number of teams. And almost also, I have to check the statistics to be accurate, but almost probably in terms of number of schools participating as well. And so I've got a number of sites, probably 20 sites or so, maybe a little smaller, a little fewer than 20 sites across the North Central North American region. And that's a pretty large geographic region. We go from Kansas on the south through Canadian provinces on the north, and from western Nebraska, of course, which is in the mountain time zone, all the way toward to the eastern end of Iowa. So that's a pretty large geographical area. And the contest, of course, is typically held in the fall, in November. And I remember there's some contest dates where we've had blizzards in Omaha, and it's very difficult for people to get to those sites. So that's the reason why it's very good to have the distributed contest. But we've got, for example, a site at the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, which is 300 miles from the nearest other school that typically participates in the contest. So it's usually a distributed contest. We've got 3 teams, and that's one of the nice things, I suppose, about having the size of region. We tend to fare pretty well in terms of the wild card selection process, which I'm not unhappy with, because it's always great fun to have those individuals involved. And the coaches from those schools are involved and know what's going on at the finals, which tends to feed the enthusiasm of the teams back in the region. And of course it helps me, because then I get individuals who are experienced in putting together regional contests and understanding what the regional contest director does. In fact, I've got 2 of my site directors here with me at the contest, who are at the regional contest directors workshops as well. So they're figuring out what's going on and knowing the ropes, because I'm not going to do this forever. Actually, someday I'm probably going to retire eventually. Maybe not tomorrow, but eventually. So it's great fun, and I've learned a lot. Had opportunities to participate with loads and loads of people, and of course I wear 2 hats, because I've been a finals judge for longer than I don't know which I've been longer, a finals judge or a regional contest director, but I've been files judge a long time as well.